And I know that in the past that we've had boxing picks, right? And boxing's fickle. It's more like, what have you done for me lately? And you would know better than I would. Um, I know that Tank has to get past Lamont, but I think a lot of people was looking at Lamont as like a blueprint, right? To a certain degree. So now people started going first, no, Tank defeats Shakur. Keyshawn doesn't have, the professional experience. Tank has been put as the favorite in the lightweight division. Lomachenko talented, but a little bit older. Ring Magazine has Tank number one. So because you've sparred with Shakur and you sparred with Keyshawn, and after seeing the Lamont fight, is it a pick'em, amongst when you see Tank with those other guys, or is it just Lamont and Tank is his own beast, and we can't even like bring in Shakur and Keyshawn? Because I think a lot of people have been very fickle about, like I said, picks. And if you
Mhm.
if you feel like it's, you can't go off the Lamont fight to kind of base picks on it, could you explain why?
I feel like you can't really go off of that fight because styles make fights. Shakur doesn't fight like Lamont, and on top of that, Lamont is orthodox. So and then Keyshawn's orthodox, but he fights a different way as well. But I feel like as far as how they rank, uh, I feel like you can go. I'm not gonna say like they're different. They're better fighters than each other, but I feel like Keyshawn has a better chance with Tank because he's going to be able to sit there and fire back.
Mhm.
But Shakur, it's looking like his hands is messed up. So we're gonna see if he's gonna be able to even dish anything back. Even though before his hands got messed up, it didn't look like he had much power to begin with. So uh we just gonna have to see. Like it's not really a I feel like that fight doesn't really justify being able to say Shakur is better than Tank and he'll beat Tank, or Keyshawn will beat Tank because of how Tank just looked with
Lamont.
Lamont at all. I mean, styles make fights. I mean, everybody said that. Everybody knows that. Like it's boxing. Anybody can beat anybody any day of the day. Like
Mhm.
any day. Like come on, bro.
And because you worked with Shakur, and I know Shakur has been heavily criticized from his performance with um, you know, um, God, I want to say, bear with me, Shakur. Please don't even crucify me
His
because
last fight. Are you talking about? You talking about Pally?
Pally, I wanted to make sure I said it because everyone keeps saying electrician to the point where I literally forgot his name. But yes, Josh Pally, correct, Josh Pally.
Yeah.
No, but he beat Edwin De Los Santos, a guy who beat a champion, right? He knocked out Rayo Venezuela prior to him, right? And then Artem was a bronze medalist. I know that he went tick for tack for Frank Martin, but he didn't get the stoppage in that fight. And granted, the Josh Padley fight, he did get the stoppage, an opponent that was short notice, but I guess the idea was that he was going to blast them out in a couple rounds. It ended up being a ninth round body shot. And so, do you feel that the criticism that he's getting is fair, or is because people don't know what they're watching, right? I know there's an entertainment factor, but you know,
Mhm.
how were you impressed with how much were you impressed with Josh Padley's I mean the fight he had with Josh Padley and why? Or if you
I'm gonna
weren't.
be honest.
Or
I
you
didn't even
weren't.
see that fight.
Okay.
I
Okay.
didn't see the fight. I was in camp, so I was. I think. Yeah, I was swimming and stuff. So my coach was telling me about the fight as the fight was going on, but I didn't see the fight. All I know is he stopped him in the ninth, and I seen like little clips and stuff like where he kind of uh he landed some shots to the body, but he kind of was shaking his hands or something like that.
Yeah.
I
He
didn't
hurt
even watch the
himself in that
fight.
fight is what he claimed.
Yeah, that's what I heard, but I didn't see the fight at all. But I know that the dude was what 3 days, 4 days notice,
Correct. A couple day notice.
and I mean, yeah, he should have got him out of there a little sooner than nine, as far as like a couple days notice, and as far as like a excitement factor, and
Oh, good. I got you back, champ. No, we had some minor difficulties right there. But that's probably with all your congratulations over Saturday. It was blowing your phone up. Killed your phone battery.
Yeah, yeah.
The last thing I think we were talking about is that you were saying that you didn't really watch Josh Padley's fight with Shakur. And pretty much at that point, because Shakur is getting criticized heavily. I know that he's been injured. That's what he said. So he
Yes.
wasn't able to get the stoppage to the ninth round, but it's still a stoppage, you know? And I know
Yeah,
that it's kind of a tough criticism to be like, I stopped the guy. What do you
yeah,
mean? It took me so long. But you mentioned a little bit like you should have been able to stop him, I guess, a little bit earlier. So I guess elaborating the philosophy, because I know this guy was on short notice, right? Um,
yeah.
but you felt that a little bit that maybe he should have been able to get stopped a little bit earlier. Why do you feel that way?
Uh, I mean, I can agree that stopping people is a hard feat, especially like a lot of fighters. They get in the ring just to not get stopped, so they can be opponents for somebody else. And I've been through that a million times. Like, I think one of my first non-stoppages, the guy got out the ring and he was like, "But y'all ain't stop me though." Like, I mean, he didn't even get in the fight to fight, and that's one of the hardest people to knock out. And I can agree that it's really hard to get people out like that. But as far as Shakur's level right now, he's trying to get that Tank fight. And with Tank, you gotta bring excitement, especially as far as Tank's not looking to become undisputed. He's not looking to be a unified champion. He's looking to make money and get out of there. You know what I'm saying? So uh you gotta bring something. And with Padley coming in 3 days, 4 days notice, you gotta get him out of there quick so people can, get off of you about not being a strong fighter, or not being able to knock guys out or anything like that. Like, uh and on top of that, I think what they say, he was working Monday, and then so he didn't
Yeah,
have a camp
yeah,
at all.
yeah. They called him
I
the
mean,
electrician. Yeah,
exactly, like he didn't have a camp at all. He was just out there, you know, coming out there from training, and training regularly, being in the gym regularly is way different from being in camp. You're doing triple, like triple times what you're doing regularly training. So uh he, I just feel like if Shakur would have got him out of there a little sooner, he wouldn't be hearing all the criticism that he's hearing, or getting any of that criticism. But you know, it's boxing, and it's boxing fans as well. So the fans want to see a knockout. So you got to bring them a knockout, and in incredible fashion too. So
yeah. Very
sometimes
fickle. Yeah, very
sometimes
fickle.
they get picky.
hmm and I guess to add validation, I guess to Shakur's case, it's like, he was injured, right? But he was still able
Yeah.
to get the stoppage.